Thank you all for joining us this morning. Depending where you are in the world, it is morning here in the US, but I know we have people joining from all over, so welcome everyone. So happy that you could be here with us. Hope that everyone is enjoying the new Inspire V2 album. If you haven't gotten a chance to check it out today, we are going to be doing the first track, so super excited about that. But before we get into things, I wanted to do some introductions. So it's nice to meet you all. My name is Sophia. I work for Give to Give. I'm the senior brand manager, and I'm lucky to work with this really amazing woman, Maria, who is she's always so humble about it, genuinely, but she is so deep in the work. She's been doing it for so many years. She has so much insight and knowledge around it. So we decided to kind of create this challenge around the release of Inspire V2 because we wanted to really provide a way for people to connect in community, to deepen your practice, and also to have your questions answered. Like if anything's coming up, if you're experiencing sensations in the body and the mind that you haven't felt before, Maria is actually a green hat at the Dr. Joe event. So she is ready for your questions. She's going to provide us with some really powerful insight. So Maria, I'll pass it over for you to do your introduction.
Thank you, Sophia. It's lovely to see all these faces with all of these different backgrounds, some in the morning, others in the evening. It's very, very special to have you all with us today. Now, I want to make a confession to you, Sophia. I've been a student of Dr. Joe's work for 10 years, and there's only one thing from Dr. Joe's work that I don't like at all.
What's that?
Doing the breath. I don't like doing the breath.
I appreciate your honesty.
And you know why? Because it's intense. My hair gets messy. I start sweating. And I want this to be more of a relaxed experience. But then I also have to tell you something. There is one thing that I always do, like every day, and that is the breath.
Mm.
And the reason is because I want my future more than my past. And now with this Inspire Volume 1, which I'm very familiar with, what I found is that I brought it to my meditation practice. So not every meditation has a breath in the beginning. I do a lot of walking meditations. Only actually walking meditation number 3 has a breath. Otherwise, there's no breath, no breathing. So that's why with the Inspire, I love how you can play with it. So you start with it and then you go to the other meditation. So that's my confession. Now I am relaxed with it.
I love it. And it's so powerful what you said about showing up for the future that you're creating more than that familiar self. I mean, that's what the work is all about. And, somebody popped in the chat, but I just want to say it out loud for everybody. When it's the hardest, it matters the most to keep showing up, to keep that consistency, to show yourself that you are committing to this and that you deserve it, that you fully believe and are going after this future of yours. And that's exactly what the next 10 days is about. So we are so excited to have you all join us for this. Maria and I were discussing that it would be good to kind of go over just briefly the mechanics and kind of some frequently asked questions about the breath before we get into everything. So Maria, can you please share a little bit about the breath?
Okay, so 2 important things. Why do we do the breath? Like, why bother doing this? Why going through all of this? And there are 2 main reasons. One is to pull the mind out of the body. And the other way to say it is to ascend the energy. So now we know from Dr. Joe's work that we store all of our limited emotions in our first 3 energy centers. And Sophia, 95% of who we are by the age when, like in our mid-30s, like you and me here, we are a set of memorized behaviors, unconscious habits, emotional reactions, attitudes, behaviors, that we have been conditioning our body into becoming. So when we do the breath, we are actually pulling that energy, those emotions that are stored in the form of chemicals that have been influenced by the hormones of stress. So when you do that, you start pulling the energy all the way up. And once you get it all the way to your heart, where is it going to go, Sophia?
Up.
It's going to go up. Exactly. So the brain is going to receive this rush, this arousal of energy, and that produces a high level of coherence in the brain. And you know, when the brain is incoherent, you are incoherent. And when your brain is not working right, you are not working right. So in this challenge that we are about to start, we are all here. We all have our own intentions. We are all coming from different places and from different sort of challenges. But I want to hold this like big intention of creating a new mind, actually, to have that energy so that our brain has the capacity to create, because it is this amazing machine, but it needs the energy to do that. So that's, I believe, what is the most important thing that I wanted to share with all of you before we start.
I think that that's a powerful collective intention to set. And, for anybody who may be challenged with a health condition or who may be pregnant or have anything else that may kind of influence the physical body, what would you recommend for them in regards to the breath?
Okay, so two things there. And this is exactly how Dr. Joe says it. 50% of the breath comes from the state that we are beginning with, meaning the passion, the desire, that intention of moving the energy to the brain, and is less of a technique, is more of the act. So if we can just relax in the act and let the act become the experience, that is very important. So we have one part that is the intention and the passion that we bring, and then the other is the mechanics, or the body getting actually in this physical activity. So if you are pregnant, if you have a condition, if you had a recent surgery, we really need to take care of ourselves. So we move more into the intention, into that passion, and we are more gentle with the body. Now, if you don't have any condition and you want to go all in, then it's good that you find a safe place, maybe on your carpet. Maybe you put some pillows around, not laying down, because this is not a laying down breath. This is a sitting down breath, but it's actually making sure that our body feels safe so that we are ready to go all in.
Thank you for sharing that. So for all of you that signed up for this challenge, you're going to be getting daily emails. There's going to be some journal prompts, a link either to join us live at Zoom or a pre-recorded session for you to watch at your own time. We're just going to alternate to be conscious of people's schedules. And today the focus is on committing to the challenge. So you'll see that there's like a written out segment for you to write in your journal and sign. So you can adapt it to something that resonates the most for you. This is really your own time, but just to kind of like sit there and make this commitment for 10 days to show up, to do the breath, to join us on this journey and to see what we can create together. So with that being said, I think that we want to play the first track for everyone. I want to be conscious of people's times, your mornings, afternoon or evenings, depending where you are in the world. So we invite you to put on headphones. That was a recommendation that Dr. Joe had just to really get the full effect of the experience. You're welcome to turn your cameras off or leave them on. Maria and I will both turn ours off for the track. And we will start to get into this. I'll give you about 30 to 45 seconds to get situated, and then we will get started.
One last thing, Sophia, in this volume 2, Dr. Joe is evolving the experience. So he wants us, and this is kind of interesting, it's different, is to put our attention on 6. So instead of putting our attention on or our awareness in our perineum, we put our attention on 6, and then we draw the energy from 1 all the way up to 6. So we are like sitting in 6. So let's play it and let's see how it goes. We have
Awesome.
10 days.
Let's do it. Okay, everybody, we'll see you in a bit. Well, Maria, how was that for you?
Oh my God, it's longer than the normal.
It is powerful for sure.
Yeah, and the music, that energetic imprint of the music is so, so powerful.
So let's open up some time for audience questions. Like if anybody has anything that's coming up, questions about the track, questions about the challenge on day 1, feel free to come off of mute or to raise your hand.
Hi.
Hi.
It's nice to see your face, Sophia.
As well.
Thank you so much for the discount. Yeah, I'm noticing that this different evolved breath, I'm noticing my hips and knees pulling up and squeezing all the way. It's like beyond my first center. And I was wondering if anyone else is experiencing that. And also the way I squeeze, like he says, squeeze everything at once. I have a different experience with that. And I'm finding that my head is so much clearer, and it's not just like almost a conscious type sensation the way it used to be. It's also seems like it's clearing my brain out a lot better when I'm doing this new breath. I love it. And I'm so grateful because I'm in the Stories of Transformation for Inspire Volume 1. So this one, I'm loving it. I just am so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing, Brenda. If I may ask, you have been doing the breath for how long now?
Since midnight, hitting reset for the volume 1. I was probably the first one to buy it. I was so stoked, and I was almost a brand new student at the time. I've been doing his work for 14 months now, and I honestly was not doing it daily until the Story of Transformation came up, and then I started doing it daily and using my Welltory app to monitor 52 readings, and the readings themselves gave me the inspiration to do it more than once a day now. So I'm recommitted.
Beautiful, beautiful. What I would say is keep on doing it. It is very clear that your own experience is evolving, that is part of you bringing your body on the game. So now your hips, now your knees are saying, hey, Brenda, I want to be part of this. I want to put some more, send more of that life force all the way up to your brain. And so your body is now being conditioned to become a new mind. And I would just honor that.
So you don't have that same experience, or is it, have you heard of it before?
I contract everything
okay,
in my body.
Okay, so that's not uncommon. I'm just was wanting to make sure I wasn't doing something completely off.
The important thing for you and for everyone that is watching us or listening to the recording is that this is a body experience. This is a mind-body experience. And the most important thing is your own discernment about how you're feeling about it. As when you do the breath and when you finish, Dr. Joe says, you just exhale, relax, and then you feel, and then you observe the sensation. This is not to get purple. This is not to pass out. This is to bring more energy. So it's got to feel good. And you look pretty radiant right now, if I may say. So it seems you're on the right path. Thank you. Thank you for your so question much. And your sharing.
Service, you guys. Thank you.
Caroline, would you like to have your question answered?
Yes, please. I'm had pelvic floor issues, and so the breath has been, and also I had a paralyzed respiratory diaphragm. So the breath has been a big challenge for me, the whole journey for me. but this breath is so much different and it's so much more powerful. I see it as extremely healing for myself already.
Mhm.
Just done it twice now, so it's pretty exciting for me.
Oh, beautiful, Carolyn. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And definitely on that 50-50 that we were talking about before getting into into this breath, you probably have to be more on the 50%, which is the passion and the intention. And your body is going to catch up sooner or later. Your body is going to catch up with your mind.
It's actually reversing my paralysis of my respiratory diaphragm, and a lot of it's come from the breath work for sure.
Oh, that is beautiful. Great job. Great job, Carolyn. We are all here for you. So Sue Reynolds, raise your hand.
Yes, I just need a little clarification on this breath. I've been doing the breath for several years and really love doing it. But I'm still a bit unclear, how is this new or different from what I've been doing? Am I no longer drawing the breath up through all the centers in order to get to 6?
Okay.
I just don't quite get it yet.
Okay, that is awesome because we are all students and we are all learning as we as we practice. One important thing from this special Inspire Volume 2 development from Dr. Joe is that where you put your attention is where you put your energy. When we first started, and you can go to, I don't know if you have Becoming Supernatural, on chapter 5, he explains like step by step where to put your attention. And as you start contracting, you go from 1 to 2 to 3, all the way up to 6. But in this one, he is sitting in 6. It's like if you can, so let me guide you in a very like 2 seconds exercise. Can you put your attention on your nose, Sue?
Yes,
Now, can you put your attention on the space around your nose?
yes,
Now, can you put your attention between your ears?
yes,
And can you put your attention on the space between your ears?
yes.
So you're going to stay there because we cannot use Google Maps to find the exact location of the pineal gland, but more or less it is right in between those 3 points, in between that triangle. So you stay there. And from there, when you do the breath, you're going to start contracting, but it's like if you're standing here, you're going to pull the energy up. You're going to draw the energy to you because you are in 6. Of course, you have to put your attention on the perineum because as you contract, you inhale, but you are sitting here. So everything, that life force is coming to you in 6.
Okay, so it's like I'm drawing it in toward me and into 6 rather than up through me through all the centers.
There you go,
Yes.
Sue Reynolds.
Oh,
You're a
thank
very,
you.
very smart student.
Thank you. That clarifies it quite a bit. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Maria. That's a great description. I really love that. And for anybody that wants a refresher, I just wanted to hammer in something you just said, which is Becoming Supernatural, chapter 5. If you want to like go and read back on the breath, if you are a new student to the work and this is kind of your first time trying the breath, that's a really great resource to dive into it and to learn about it in detail. So just wanted to say that because that's a great suggestion. So for tomorrow, we are going to be sending out a video for you to watch at your own time. It has track number 2 listed in the email. So you will do track number 2, and then there is some journal questions that are all focused on intention setting. So where, as we know, where we place our attention is where we place our energy. So we're going to just spend a few minutes tomorrow and really kind of decide what our intention for the next 10 days are. And then both Saturday and Sunday this weekend will be live at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. So we hope that you guys can join us for that. It was so wonderful having you all here, seeing so many beautiful faces today. And if we weren't able to get to your questions, please just email challenge@givetogivefoundation.org. I'll send it in the chat right now, and we can answer a few more over there. Thank you guys all for joining. We'll see you next time.
See you guys tomorrow.